Well, hello there. Welcome to another episode of Dual Destinies. Course in session. I'm not prepared. I didn't steady my heart in preparation for this. I just decided that I was gonna go into it. So if I seem rusty, it'd be like that. Court is back in session for the trial of Damien Tenma. Apollo Justice, defense team leader, is ready, Your Honor.
Athena Cykes, assistant defender, is ready too, Your Honor. Je suis
Prêt? Sure.
As tripper as ever, I see. And in French, no less. And the prosecution?
Oh, shit. Right, you're here.
Very well then. By the way, I asked Detective Fulbright to provide sturdier shackles today. There will be no more of your funny business this time, Prosecutor Blackwell.
We'll see about that. I don't think the game developers would have gone out of their way to animate him breaking them just for them to only break once.
Now, your opening statement if you would. I believe it's standard procedure for the prosecution to handle it.
Yeah, you go get him. You seem like you're stronger today, Judge.
Looks like the judge is really bringing it today.
That's what I said, kind of. He probably realized how Blackwell played him. That was one mean game of Simon Says.
Yeah, his honor has to fight to defend his honor today.
Your baldness. What? How did I have no idea how I did his voice. Your baldness, or whatever. Doesn't matter.
It's plain to see that you've always dreamed of delivering an epic opening statement. I have? I don't know if I'd say that.
He already did it the last time.
Why? Of course you have. I saw it in your eyes the last time you gave the opening statement. That was the look of one who yearns deeply for the thrill of an epic opening statement.
How many times can we say opening statement? Please stop it. That's a long word.
Oh no, for decades now you have been watching opening statements from your bench. They were the crown jewels of the court. The one thing you could not possess. The crown jewels
of the court? No. The actual crown jewels of the court is being able to say objection, which he definitely can't do.
Now, at long last, they are within your grasp. How could you possibly refuse? Oh, when you say it like that. So you don't mind if I do it then? I'll make a special exception. Just this once.
Here we go again.
Yep, more Blackwell's mind games.
Well, in that case, I think I might go ahead and make the opening statement myself. Ho hum diddly doo. In yesterday's session, we learned the shocking truth that...
Yeah. I somehow forgot about this.
The victim, Alderman Rex Cuby, was the Amazing Nine Tails. We also learned that the Amazing Nine Tails was a key figure in the yokai craze and the anti-murder protests. It was further revealed that upon learning Rex Cuby's secret identity, Mayor Damien Tenma murdered him.
Don't say that as if it's a matter of fact.
The fact that the crime took place in a tightly locked room was also brought to light, and the only people in that tightly locked room were the defendant and victim. The defense proposed the existence of a hypothetical third party, but further investigation revealed no proof of a third party who had escaped the room.
Ergo,
we must conclude that the evidence against the defendant is, well, conclusive. Did I say something wrong?
You scared Taka is what you did.
That was quite astonishing. You've truly outdone yourself this time. Oh, one more thing to boast about to my grandchild.
Well, this was not an unexpected turn of events.
Now then, seems the prosecution has called a new witness to testify. The inexplicable yokai evidence left at the scene of the crime. Well, does that not demand some sort of explanation? The feathers and tracks. Weren't those left by the mayor while he was possessed? That was but an act to protect his daughter. Yes, of course. I suspected as much.
Wait, did he actually believe the mayor's award-winning performance?
His daughter was the one who planted the yokai evidence. Ergo, the true identity of the yokai in the manor was the manor's maid, Jinxie Tenma.
Yiggy.
The prosecution is engaging in mere conjecture.
Would you care for some witness testimony then? For I am ready to prove that the little scamp is the one behind the Tenma Tower farce.
Witness testimony? I'll bet he means Filch and that creep LaBelle. Alright, LaBelle. Am I ready for that?
Very well then. Bailiff, would you bring in the first witness?
Is it Filch again? Oh, it is again. Did we see him all that much last episode?
I don't remember. Mr. Filch, you made quite the hasty exit yesterday.
Oh yeah, he ran away, right?
See that it doesn't happen again today.
Oh, you know what? I have a vague memory of seeing him and he took back our book of superstitions or something.
Hey, been down for my hasty retreat since I was a kid. Bit of a trademark of mine.
Indeed. You managed to give a total of 5 bailiffs the slip.
The people that work in this court are rather incompetent, huh? Except for the judge, of course, because he's definitely the best judge there is.
Like those amateurs get rid of me. Hey. Yipes!
Perhaps we should shackle you by the neck. That would keep you in place.
Kinky! No, please! I'm liable to rip my own head if I start running!
Your statement, now.
He may beat a hasty retreat, but there's no escaping Prosecutor Blackwell. Yeah, Blackwell doesn't strike me as the give up easy type.
Now then, Mr. Filch, your testimony, please. Specifically, the true nature of the yokai you saw in the manor shortly after the crime.
Testimony!
The yokai is Jinxie. I don't think so. I don't jinx so.
Tenmataro's really that little Tenmataro's really that little maid gal. Ain't no doubt about it. I mean, the Tenmataro I saw was just a little thing about her size. But the little runt had a big old staff. I seen it when she come into the foyer. Bet you she stole it from the Forbidden Chamber after stumbling upon the crime scene. She was gonna use it to while me on the account of my old fierce reputation. I just know it.
It seems a little fucked up that you would try to pin the murder on a little girl. That's not to say that little girls are incapable of like killing for whatever reason, but like it just seems messed up that they would try to pin it on her.
So, Tenmataro was short in stature, and that's because it was Miss Jinxie Tenma all along?
You betcha. Besides, all the rest of the manor were way taller than her.
Even you? Are you taller than her?
Feigning height is but an easy thing.
I think you're shorter. You sure it wasn't you?
But a big ox like the defendant could never pass for short.
What if the Tenmataro impersonator was walking on their knees?
There ain't no knees walking. I seen it myself.
Then perhaps that yokai really was Miss Tenma after all. All monsters are not but tricks, either of the minor or the cheap parlor variety. So you're saying she created an illusion like one of those magical eye things? Oh, though I can never see anything from those, no matter how much I squint. Precisely. Human senses are easily deceived. Take the fellow in the cell next to me. I'm not in the cell right now, but you can just imagine that I am in. Each night, he cries and screams about some ghost he thinks he sees. But in truth, it was simply the janitor. Ho ho ho! Prosecutor Blackwell just gave up the ghost! Literally! Oh my god, fuck the janitor, am I right? The janitor's deathly complexion and all white attire are, no doubt, partially to blame. That, and the fact that he constantly mutters about taking vengeance for this or that.
Sure it's not a ghost? That actually sounds like a real ghost to me. Sounds like a bitch.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
Cross-exam the nation. Okay. I think the probable contradiction is that he shouldn't have known that the staff, betcha she stole it from the Forbidden Chamber after stumbling onto the crime scene. Like, what made him think about the Forbidden Chamber? Like, why does he know that there's staffs in the Forbidden Chamber that she would have stolen it from? I suppose you mean to say that Jinxie Tenma entered the Forbidden Chamber to get one.
Well, I ain't never seen a staff like that in the manor, so it had to have been in the Forbidden Chamber.
Oh, really? The stench of LaBelle is thick in the air today. Oh god, ew. Jinxie entered the Forbidden Chamber after the incident. Then she took the staff and tried to cover up her actions by pretending to be Tenmataro. I guess that's what Filch was trying to say. Could Jinxie have even entered the Forbidden Chamber if she wanted to? Oh, right. What's his name? Damien Tenma, swallowed the key.
There is one thing I was wondering about. Why did that yokai have a staff in the first place?
Well, I've got my hunches about that.
She was gonna use it to wallop me on account of my fierce reputation. Sure. Why use it to wallop when she could have just grabbed a mace from the wall and smacked you upside the head with it? The key, right? The regurgitated key. Anyway. It would seem that Tenmataro was, in fact, not this innocent little girl.
Huh? How you figure that?
You claimed that Tenmataro you saw had one of those staves from the Forbidden Chamber. But it would have been impossible for Miss Tenma to get a hold of one.
Care to elaborate, Mr. Justice?
The mayor swallowed this key shortly after the murder. He wanted to keep the killer out of the Forbidden Chamber.
What's this?
This key was deep in the mayor's stomach when Miss Tenma discovered the crime scene. So you see, it would have been impossible for her to get into the Forbidden Chamber. In short, the Tenmataro seen holding that staff could not have been Jinxie Tenma.
What? And who does the defense believe that was impersonating Tenmataro?
Are we coming out with it right now? What? Our Tenmataro impersonator, none other than Mayor Tenma's
Why don't you let me finish talking? Such accusations beg evidence. Aside from his ghastly appearance, can you prove he is the yokai we seek?
I didn't even finish accusing the person that I was going to accuse. Bitch, why you jumping the gun? Why are you in such a rush for? Yes, in fact, I can.
Very well. Let's see where the defense is going with this. Mr. Justice, show us proof that the true identity of the Tenmatara impersonator.
Yes, sir. Good sir. 350. What? This one. Yes? We found this hand cream in the Forbidden Chamber. And we know that whoever was Tenmataro took one of the staffs out there. In short, I believe whoever this hand cream belongs to is the yokai impersonator we're looking for.
But Mr. Justice, how do you propose to identify the hand cream's owner?
I'm glad you asked, Your Honor. The defense requests a fingerprint analysis on this piece of evidence. It might tell us who it belongs to. Wow, he went the scientific route. I was just gonna say, like, this motherfucker doesn't fucking sell his damn products. Can easily say that it's his because he doesn't give it to anyone else except for Athena at that one time. But that doesn't count.
Interesting. So, you expect to find the yokai's prints there? Very well. I hereby call a short recess while we wait for the fingerprint results.
No need for that, Your Boldness. We have the prints of everyone of the matter that day.
You called, Professor Blackwell!
Oh my god, hi. I forgot you were a person. Could anyone be more whipped?
Fulbright, analyze this for prints. You have 3 minutes.
Your wish is my command!
Very well then. I guess we'll just wait right here. Twiddle our thumbs, talk about the weather, or what we had for lunch. Or, you know, it would seem the fingerprint analysis is complete. What do the results show? What in the world?
They're Florent LaBelle's prints, aren't they?
Yes, this is absurd.
Prosecutor Blackwell, I'm not gonna like this, am I? I thought it seemed too quick that we were gonna be pinning it on LaBelle.
Don't tell me, they're Tenmataro's prints?
Bitch, how will we have gotten Tenmataro's prints? Can birds leave prints? They ain't got finger beds, they got talons.
Fingerprint analysis has revealed that the prints belong to Phineas Filch.
Okay. Once they made the whole like reveal that it seemed like absurd, I figured like, oh, it must have been him, but wait. What? What?
Then Miss LaBelle wasn't the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber?
Why, you tricksy little tanuki? Explain yourself now!
Sure, their prints are mine! I mean, I did pilfer that hand cream from Mr. LaBelle after all!
So you're the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber?
So what if I did? Got a problem with it?
I mean, a little bit.
Yipes!
You fool of a tanuki!
I thought he wouldn't want to have seen Tenma. Oh, I guess he would have wanted the potential treasure that was in there. Because I thought the whole superstition thing was that like you didn't want to look at Tenmataro in the eyes or whatever.
Order! Order! Mr. Justice, care to explain what this could mean?
I can't believe Filch did it. Excellent question. The fact that Mr. Filch was in the Forbidden Chamber. Wait a second. Why don't you just ask the motherfucker and see what he says? Does this mean that the Tenmataro holding that staff was Phineas Filch?
Yipes! Another cat out of the bag!
Oh, I didn't remember that.
Mr. Filch is Tenmataro?
I didn't know that. But he said the cat's out of the bag. That means he was the one wearing it? I don't understand. Does this mean Mr. Filch is the real killer? No.
The witness will explain himself this instant.
He can't be Apollo. We saw that cutscene in the beginning of this episode. Or not like my episode, but the game's episode.
Begging your pardon, your ownership, but I was just doing what the alderman told me. He wanted me to be Tenmataro in the village exorcism ritual!
Oh, you mean that event at the Nine Tails Vales Festival? So that was you inside the Tenmataro costume. Aren't you like hella short? Because you're standing on an orange crate, right? But, okay, well.
Yep. And after the event, I went to watch that pro wrestling program, but it bored me to tears on account of the wrestlers being complete jobbers.
So we didn't actually watch the entire wrestling match.
That's when I looked at Tenmataro costume and got a great idea. Nobody can tell it's me when I'm wearing it. And cause of them superstitions, no matter what I do, the villagers won't say a word.
In other words, you use the superstitions to effectively render yourself invisible.
Why did you want to enter the Forbidden Chamber in the first place?
Cause an old treasure there! my big chance to sneak on in and nab it.
Treasure? How do you even know how to get in there?
Hey, only that it's the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it. Said there's an amazing treasure in there.
He went in there not knowing his grandfather had already pilfered it?
I guess that's one tale that didn't get passed down from grandpappy to grandson.
Weird that he wouldn't tell him that, as if he wants him to go in there to try to get it, only to find out that he got it. Wait, how exactly did you get into the Forbidden Chamber? There was a meeting in the Fox Chamber that day. Plus, the mayor swallowed the only key that could open the Forbidden Chamber's door. You couldn't have possibly gotten in.
I could through the air vent in the foyer. The vent's left on the alderman's picture. I went on in and made a nice little hole. Used that to get into the air ducts that led to the Forbidden Chamber, I did.
So this air duct that we're seeing next to the alderman's picture is not the one that leads into the Fox Chamber? But it leads into the Forbidden Chamber? Or did he just say that he made a hole? Oh, so he like made like a second path? Or like a deviating path?
You what? How is that even possible? Wait a sec. Remember that air vent, the Forbidden Chamber? So Mr. Filch found a way to get into that air duct.
How did he fucking get out from there? It's so high up.
And that's how he got from the foyer vent to the Forbidden Chamber vent?
So Temotaro is nothing more than a cat burglar. Or rather, a tanuki burglar.
Also, Apollo went through that vent. Oh, the vent next to the alderman picture is not the same air duct vent opening that leads into the Fox Chamber. The foyer is further down. Motherfucker! Dude, that was confuzzling. Especially doesn't help that there's nothing to indicate there's a vent opening in the foyer picture. Man, I got confused.
And we're back to being without anyone to charge for the alderman's murder.
No, we'll just say it's him. We'll just say it's Filch.
Looks like our so-called yokai is nothing more than one big troublemaker.
Tell me, Mr. Filch, what did you do after fleeing to the foyer?
I got out of that costume right quick. Would have just caused trouble at that point.
And where is that costume now?
Heck if I know. And it ain't my fault if you never find it.
The police searched every nook and cranny. No yokai costume was left in that manner.
Oh yeah? Did they see the fucking little cup from the statue that broke off? Because I see that no one has brought it up yet. What if it was just tossed outside the manor?
No way! But maybe, just maybe.
The defense seems to have hit upon our idea. Well, go on, Mr. Justice.
Okay, here's what I think. Mr. Filch, did you get rid of that costume here?
Right in the alderman's mouth.
Just kidding. Just kidding. Did you toss it out the window? Because that would certainly explain why it didn't turn up inside the manor.
You think I tossed it out the window? That costume cost me a pretty penny. So why would I go do something like that?
I can think of a few reasons.
Any bright ideas, Apollo?
Well, assuming the costume really was tossed out of the window, then the next question would be, what happened to it after that? And if I'm right, I might have just the thing to prove what happened to the costume. Phineas Filch, I have just the evidence for you.
You do? Does it taste good?
This evidence proves you got rid of your Temotaro costume through the window. I missed it.
Ah! That! Temotaro flying through the sky?
And just how does this prove Mr. Filch threw his costume out the window?
It's quite simple. That's not Temotaro in the photo. It's the costume Mr. Filch threw out. It's crazy that the costume is just one whole entire piece, head included. Like, you think the costume didn't come in like multiple parts to easily get in and out of?
Ow, that's crazy talk! You ain't serious, are you?
There's a steep cliff right outside the foyer window. Meeting the manor is pretty high up. The costume flew through the air after it was tossed out. That's when the photo was taken. In other words, the photo of Temotaro really was a flight of fancy.
What?
Yikes!
It's almost like this happened before in Ace Attorney, the first game. But I won't allude to what I'm talking about, even though probably everyone and their fucking grandchild knows about it. Not everyone has a grandchild.
Oh my! So there really was never a yokai.
Ah, I can't keep any of them cats bagged. Can I still file a claim for the lost costume?
No, you're the one who threw it out the window. And who are you gonna file it to? The alderman's dead. This more than proves the defense's position. Jinxie Tenma had nothing to do with staging the yokai sighting.
Care to raise any objections, Prosecutor Blackwell?
Oh yeah, he's here too.
None whatsoever. I'll deal with that tricksy tanuki after I've dealt with this case.
We did it. We solve the mystery.
Get going. Now all we have to do is make Florent LaBelle take the stand.
I don't know how you're expecting me to do that now. Sheathing the sword a bit early, are we not? Huh? Nothing has been proven beyond a doubt. Take this tricksy little tanuki, for instance. How do you suppose he was able to exit the Forbidden Chamber?
Probably the same way he got in.
Through the chamber's air vent. And what of the feathers and tracks at the scene of the crime? They would suggest that the tanuki exited through the chamber door, not the air vent. But the Forbidden Chamber doesn't open from the inside, so what you're saying makes no sense.
Right?
Someone on the outside opened the door for you. Isn't that right?
Yep, that's right, Mr. Blackjack. The door suddenly sprung right open.
Sprung right open? Who was on the other side?
Didn't get a good look on account of the sudden glare.
Like how the reflection from my head blinds fellow moviegoers emerging from the dark.
That's when I snatched the staff and made my daring escape. Then the little maid girl spotted me as I hightailed it down the hall. That means the Forbidden Chamber wasn't open until after the crime was discovered.
But wait, we still don't know who opened it. Maybe there really was a third person in the Fox Chamber. Well, you little tanuki. When the Forbidden Chamber opened, did you see the accused passed out there?
Nope. Only one there was the alderman, and he was dead as a doornail.
Even though he's your boss, you'd say it so casually. If the accused wasn't there, what do you suppose he was up to?
Uh-oh. I don't like where this is going.
Don't tell me.
Plainly, the only one who could have opened the Forbidden Chamber was the accused, Damien Tenma.
Ah!
I don't even remember how this case goes anymore. I'm like completely lost in the...
Wait a second!
Well, I'm not lost. I guess I'm just as confused as anyone who would have never played this is. 'Cause I don't remember this whole door opening being Tenma.
There had to have been somebody else besides Mayor Tenma there.
Really? And who might that be?
Oh, well, that would be...
Blackwell, stop batting for fucking Florent LaBelle. Let's just accuse him. Seems our feisty little lass has forgotten the most important thing. Evidence.
I didn't forget. I was just testing your attention to details.
Miss Sykes, you can't prove your point without proof of some sort. It's a proven fact.
Sorry, I guess I put my foot in my mouth again.
Oh, did it taste good at least? It probably didn't. No, Athena, we're definitely onto something here.
We are?
Think about it. If Filch was stuck inside the Forbidden Chamber, one of the alibis we heard would no longer hold any water. You're right. The defense would like to call a new witness to the stand. Someone who knew Mr. Filch was stuck in the Forbidden Chamber. And by virtue of knowing this, has an alibi that no longer adds up.
Not that insufferable.
Oh, what? Like, he knew that we were trying to bring out LaBelle, surely. Otherwise, why did he keep objecting?
Very well. The court will hear what Mr. Justice has to say. Whose alibi no longer adds up?
Oh my god, the amazing Nine Tails! What's his name? Nick, who's supposed to be in retirement. He's too young to retire! Don't be silly, Billy. Sorry, I wanted to stare at the handsome people. Now I have to look at the not handsome person.
Boy, that's the defendant's aide, Florent LaBelle. I definitely know him, even though I've never met him before, but I definitely know who he is. Didn't he claim to be in the foyer at the time of the crime?
True, but his alibi, he also claimed Mr. Filch was in the foyer too. However, as we all know now, Mr. Filch was not there with Mr. LaBelle at the time. In short, Mr. LaBelle's alibi has disappeared. I'm trying to fucking hold in my burp while saying that line. That hurt. Florent LaBelle's alibi was one big lie. Isn't that right, Mr. Filch?
I reckon there ain't no keeping the cat in the bag here neither. Oh, I think I'm finding out that I'm actually allergic to cats anyway. It was all Mr. LaBelle's idea. He told me he'd button his lips about me breaking into the Forbidden Chamber. And in return, he said we'd vouch for each other's alibi.
Shame on you, Mr. Filch. Burglary is a serious crime, you know.
Oh, shucks. Mercy, Your Honorship, mercy. Ah!
I also assert that the person who opened the Forbidden Chamber for Mr. Filch was none other than Florent LaBelle. After all, his alibi has just been proven to be a complete fabrication.
Let's see. We'll take a 20-minute recess, after which time we'll see what Mr. LaBelle has to say for himself.
Yes! We're finally going to drag that slippery snake onto the stand. And Taka can eat him.
In the meantime, the prosecution will question Mr. LaBelle about these new allegations.
A break? Just for me? I'll take a break after this recess.
We did it, Apollo! We finally dragged Mr. LaBelle into court!
Yeah.
Hey, why the long face?
I can't help but feel I'm missing something important. Plus, Prosecutor Blackwell's bound to mount a counterattack.
You really are a warrior, aren't you? It'll be fine.
I think one of the things that we need to be concerned about is that Jinxie said that one of the last things her father said before he passed out was that he was sorry for killing the alderman or something like that. So we have to unpack whatever that means, because I don't remember it.
That mystery figure who opened the forbidden chamber for Mr. Filch had to have been Florent LaBelle.
I know, but that's not what's bugging me. I wish I could put my finger on it, though. It's okay, I already did it for you. I put my finger on it for you.
At any rate, the big showdown with Mr. LaBelle's up next, so chin up, Apollo.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need a break, because I think it's gonna be a long part. There he is! He looks a little bit different from the back.
Court is back in session. Our next witness is...
Oh my god, the phone calling. Oh, what was his voice?
Yes, I'm acting on behalf of the mayor in this very important matter. Seems the witness is predisposed at the moment.
What? How? No. Let me get this right.
Sure will you just. I will hold you to your promise, remember that.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, my deepest apologies.
Man, I sound so different when the sun is out. I know that doesn't make sense to people possibly, but like, I really just sound different when the sun is out. I don't know how to explain it.
This is Florent LaBelle, personal aide to Mayor Tenma, or should I say, the accused.
Ouch. Like the poor mayor hasn't suffered enough. Just a dickhead.
Well, what business do you have with me? I'm a very busy man, so let's make this as brief as possible. Your boldness. Alright. Mr. Filch's testimony has revealed a hole in your alibi. And for this reason, you are suspected of having some sort of connection with the case at hand. To think I would be associated with this entire lurid affair, not lucrative? What? Lurid? What is lurid? I don't know. I'm just saying words because I'm so beautiful. Oh, well, I'm not, so may I go now? I have very important matters to attend to.
I don't think so, Mr. LaBelle. Do you realize what a serious crime you've committed?
Witness, you are being accused of perjury. This is your chance to clear the air. Fine. The truth is I faked my alibi for a very good reason. The mayor was obviously the killer, so I created a fake alibi to confuse the matter. You see, as his personal aide, I felt I had to protect him. Sorry.
You did it too damn early. I'm supposed to line up with you when you do that. You think this is funny? I know, right? Fuck. Without your alibi, you're a suspect too. What were you actually doing at the time of the crime?
Piff, peasant! How dare you accuse me, one of the beautiful people, of being...
Stop stalling and tell the court what you were really doing at the time of the crime!
Don't you dare tell me to silence. How dare you? Actual audacity. How dare you tell me to silence?
Enough jabbering. Swords have been drawn. The time for talk is past.
Swords? What swords?
This is a duel to the death. The fate of the accused rests in our hands. Begone, ye of cowardly heart! The battlefield hath no place for ye!
So much for the sturdiest shackles, huh?
Again?
Oh my! Spare me, please!
So much for sturdier shackles. That's what I said.
Those chains hidden my vow that heads would roll this day.
This gives keeping your head on in court a whole new meaning.
Will the witness please deliver the accused's death knell? You know of what I speak.
Most certainly. A fresh new bottle smell on the fingers, ready for a new day. His goose is already cooked. Time to stick a fork in him.
Whatever he has to say can't be good.
As I told Prosecutor Blackwell during the recess, I rushed right over to the Fox chamber when I heard little Jinxie scream.
What?
And then, drum roll please.
You get 3 and that's all. That's all I'm willing to give.
I saw Mayor Tenma opening the Forbidden Chamber doors.
But.
And there you have it. The mystery man who opened the chamber door, as witnessed by one Phineas Filch. It was the accused. There was never any third party.
No, and that's not all. I heard something quite startling there at the scene of the crime.
Startling sounds bad.
The mayor, who was barely conscious, muttered this.
So what? He like went to open the door using the secret mechanism and all that shit. Like he was moving around the statues and all that. And then he fell back into his chair comfortably to pass out. Come on, man. He got knocked on the head. That's stupid.
Forgive me, Jinxie. I killed the alderman. That's right! The mayor actually confessed to the murder right then and there!
Why did if you came to the Fox chamber after Jinxie screamed, wouldn't she have noticed that you were there? If you were actually there, I think the judge said something, but I didn't see it, so it didn't exist.
Order! Order in the court! This is quite conclusive testimony as it stands. Oh, if it stands, whatever. Just so. And quite astonishing, I might add. I only learned of this fact during the recess.
I just love surprises, don't you? That's why I saved the best for last. Consider it a gift from me to you.
No way! I don't believe Mr. LaBelle heard the mayor confess.
But is this really true? Did Mayor Tenma really confess? It is indeed. During that last recess, I confirmed it with the mayor's daughter. It was seen. Mayor Tenma actually did confess. That testimony is quite favorable to the prosecutions.
Oh, this is LaBelle. Yes, I called earlier about the party reservations. That's right, and I'll be calling my little shindig Mayor Tenma's Conviction Gala. Oh, has such a nice ring to it. As good as a ring as a fucking telephone ringing on my shoulder, constantly at my ear, as if it's the best thing to hear constantly. A splendid time is guaranteed for all but the mayor and his defense.
Person on the line is just like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm just here to confirm that you want balloons at the party.
Well, as it seems, our witness is a very busy man. Let's get right to his testimony. Mr. LaBelle, please tell us what you saw when you came upon the scene of the crime.
All right, this is where I am going to take my break, okay? We're gonna find out what Mr. LaBelle saw for realsies in the next episode. Thanks for watching.